Hello. It's been a while. A couple of weeks, actually. So yeah, last week we didn't really have a devlog. I'm sorry for that. Um, it takes quite a lot of time to make a devlog, and I decided to rush a little bit to get like a proper test version out, so I could adjust things or change things when needed early on in development. Well, it's not really early on. We're halfway at development now. We got the base laid out. We got all the teleport spots laid out on the map, which are around like 10,500 or something. There are a lot. Okay, you're nowhere safe. So we got the full map complete. We got trees. We got foliage culling. So if you're close to when trees who are far away get despawned, and when we get closer to them they spawn, and trees in the back despawn. That's basically what we did. All the white dots you can see on the footage is basically a spot where the enemy can teleport to. And as you can see, that's quite a lot. It might doesn't look like a whole lot, but it's over 10,000, so it took me quite a few hours to place them all properly. So yeah, that being done, we started setting up a game mode. Since yeah, we had basic AI. The AI couldn't kill us yet. Nothing could be done. We couldn't win. We couldn't lose. So that was a little bit weird. So that's what I've been working on mostly. As you can see, like if we die, we go to a separate area. Something special happens. Also, if you won the game, something happens as well. We get like a little screen with choices. I also made it like if you get a collectible, a specific sound plays. So every time you collect something, another sound gets put on top of that. So it will create a tense moment, and it keeps adding up to that. So as you can see, if we hit play, we have a little text message. We have an options menu which works. You can see the screen resolution doesn't work yet, since you have to click on a setting first before it actually stays there. I couldn't make it work properly, so might fix that later on, but not sure. It's not really a big deal. As you can see, we can turn on the flashlight, and it makes a sound when we turn it on and off. We have footstep sounds, sprinting sounds, and I forgot I had the walking speed on an insanely high level because I was testing. And when you're testing, you don't want to walk on normal speed all the time to get like a UI pop-up. Yeah, I changed it back. And as you can see, the player script actually expanded by quite a lot. So we have like a pause menu. So we get like the UI. If it's created and it's added, we pause the game. And if we hit resume, we get the game out of the pause state, so we continue playing. Also made dynamic footsteps, so we can basically detect on what material we are walking on. So I created physical materials, which basically you put on top of a material, specific material, so the system knows what you're walking on. And in the script, we basically get the material and we set the specific sound cue for it. So when we walk on that specific material, that sound gets played. So that's how we can do the different materials or sounds when walking over different surfaces, which is kind of cool. So as we have here, we have like the footstep thing. We have a basic .65 interval between the sounds. That's for walking, and for sprinting it's a little bit faster, of course. So we also got the camera shake working, magically enough. So yeah, we The thing actually worked. I used before, but I was stupid. Was simple solution. But yeah, we fixed that, and we made it so that that stops when we stop walking as well. And well, I want to make it go faster when sprinting, but that's a little bit more difficult to do. So we also added a health system, so the enemy can damage us and we can die. As we can see here, we get damaged every 0.2 seconds, and when health is equal or below 0, we die. And we get like a little screen, camera changes. But if we didn't die after receiving damage, we regen a little bit of health. So every encounter is fresh, so we don't have like in the first section of the game, like after we got like 1 or 2 collectibles, we don't die in the third one from one single hit. So that's a little bit balancing. Since damage increases the more collectibles you pick up. More about that a little later. So yeah, we regen the health to hundreds again after 5 seconds. So that's just a little bit of balancing. So you basically can't die in the first 2 or 3 picked up collectibles, but that's not really a big deal. So we also have like a stamina system, very basic. We use 5 stamina every millisecond or 1 or 2 seconds, I don't know for sure. We use 5 stamina and we increase 1 at that same rate, so we can't just go sprinting infinitely. Oh, it's actually 0.2 seconds, I just noticed. So yeah, we set it up like the regen's a little bit slower than actually we use, as just for balancing issues. Balancing things. I can't fucking speak today, I'm sorry. I've been trying to set up everything properly today. It's been a week. In the past 2 weeks, it's insane. So yeah, we got a little thing set up for camera sensitivity. Then we got a main menu with an options menu, and we only have like 2 options. That's screen resolution and mouse sensitivity. It is not much. I will add more graphical options later on, but so far this was a hassle to get working. So yeah, it's a test build. We shouldn't expect too much. So over to the enemy. This is where the fun begins. The enemy is pretty interesting how it works. So we basically get like an end function going that we always face the player, or the AI always faces the player. So if it spawns, it's not looking away from us, it's always looking at us. So basically get the player location and rotation and all that jizz, and we update that every 0.001 seconds. So it always correlates to the rotation of the player, so it's always the same. That was actually pretty easy to set up. So we also got a script going for like damage player if in range, as we can see here. So if the enemy is in range of the player, it does damage every 0.2 seconds in this case, as we've seen in the player controller or player script. So as you can see here, we have an AI difficulty. It's set to 0.5, and we have damage, which is set to 5. So every time we collect a collectible, the AI difficulty gets multiplied. So it damage is 5 on base damage. When we get the first page or collectible, when we get the first collectible, the enemy spawns and it does 2.5 damage every time. When we get the second one, does 5. Third one, it does 10, I believe. And so on and so on. I believe when we get 7, so that's the last stretch, I believe the enemy does 35 damage. So that's pretty interesting. So that basically means you die in 3 hits, and 3 hits are done pretty fast. That's why we have the regeneration of 5 seconds as well, especially since the enemy is teleporting faster. So in the first raid it's like between 9 and 14 seconds. When we pick up a second one, it's 8 and 13. Pick up the third one, it's 7 and 12, and so on and so on. And at the last phase it's pretty fast, considering. So we have damage increase, teleport frequency increase, and just everything increases over time the more we pick up. So with the sounds, the tension gets built up more and more, and it gets more difficult for the player as well. That's why the sprinting is pretty interesting, since we can't sprint constantly and we have to really think about when to sprint. So the further we get into the game, the more tactical you have to use the sprints. You can't just use it to be faster to a specific area, really. Yeah, you gotta use it more strategically, and that's something I really dig. I'm gonna show you what the death screen looks like. So we're just gonna walk a little bit. You can see, you have a little sneak peek. And with that, it's time to announce that testing is also available for you. Yes, you can test as well, even today. Yes, how great is that? So in the description, there is a download link to download the build, the first test build. Once you've downloaded that, you can just unzip it and play it by running the executable file. Very straightforward, very easy, and you don't need to install anything, so that's a plus. So in the readme file there is a form, so if you encountered bugs or performance issues or anything like that, fill in the form if you're done. You can also give suggestions, so just give me your thoughts about the game. That would really help me. I will appreciate it. But yeah, that's so far for this week. If you've seen something in the video which caught your eye and you want to look at it more specifically, just ask in the comments, and I will make sure to include that in the 5th devlog, which is most likely in 2 weeks again, since I'm gonna take a week off to learn how to create characters, so I can get rid of the placeholder character we have now, and so I can actually create my own character. Well, my own character, recreate Morgie, but in a style which fit the game. But I don't really know how to model characters in general, so I'm gonna do a course this week, maybe extend it to next week depending how long it will take, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys up to date. If you want to follow a little bit of updates, just make sure to follow my Twitter. That's probably the only place I actually post stuff outside of YouTube videos. So if you want to stay up to date with that, just follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Also, don't forget to check out MorgiCorgie, link in the description as well. Follow her, please. This project basically is dedicated to her as well as Slenderman, since I really enjoyed that game. So I'm actually kind of stoked that I kind of recreated it pretty accurately. Not really, but it's getting somewhere. And I'm learning, and I'm doing it for a good cause as well. But yeah, hey, thank you so much for watching. Want to stay up to date? Please subscribe. Remember, you can download the game. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.